When he fired out in front early, teammate Matt Kenseth to lead for that opening lap, led 3 different times. And the last 30 miles of 600, so he's the 9th different driver. Michael Waltrip, that leaves 7 spots for the chase. Chase what matters. We're about halfway to the chase after 26 races, and this is the 12th race of the season, so 1/3 through the NASCAR season, and it was strategy that did it for Carl Edwards, obviously behind the wheel a long night.
Yeah, and how ironic was it? Carl's talked about how he's been too aggressive behind the wheel, made some mistakes that he regretted. And tonight, in order to win this race, he had to be conservative. He had to come off the gas pedal, run 80% down the straightaway. That fell right into Carl's hands. He didn't have to take those chances that he was sorry that he took before, and he was able to use his foot 80% to the floorboard and get the victory.
Carl Edwards, a guy who takes pride in being physically fit, obviously part of winning tonight, once on the cover of a Men's Health magazine and allowed to do his victory backflip. Heartbreak, happiness for Edwards, heartbreak for Martin Truex Jr., who led the most laps of any driver tonight, 131, standing by with our Vince Welch.
He led the most laps, 131 laps, but it was only 5th place tonight. How frustrating is it to not get the win in a race in which you seem to have the dominant car?
I don't know, man. I don't know what to do about fuel mileage races. I've never, ever. One time my whole career, come out on the right end of them, so I don't know. I guess I don't get good fuel mileage, but what can I say about my guys' Furniture Row team? Everybody back in Denver, ECR engines, RCR chassis, just, you know, Cole and Jazzy and the guys just give me an awesome race car. I'm so proud of them. It hurts to come home 5th and run that hard, lead that many laps, but you know, at the same time, it's pretty awesome to run like that too. So we just got to keep plugging away, and sooner or later we're going to get a little bit of luck on our side. Right now, it's just we can't get nothing to go our way.
A frustrating finish, but a strong showing for Martin Truex.
Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr. continuing a streak of top 4 finishes on the mile-and-a-half tracks. Dale, those last 10 laps, you're having to defend against Matt Kenseth and save fuel. How tough was that?
We got a win, so it don't really matter. I just hoped that my guys in front of me was running too hard and run out of gas. I had Matt beat as far as speed, but I don't know. We just had to try to go for a win there. We didn't have a fast enough car to beat the 41 or the 78, so we just had to do something different. And I like the gamble, and I don't know. We had a pretty good car. A little disappointed. Just that those guys got a little bit more speed than us. We'll work on it and get better. Try to get some more wins.
Big gamble on fuel. They come home 3rd.
Matt Kenseth top 5, but it doesn't seem to be a satisfying top 5 for you. How would you describe the night tonight?
Well, you take my way and get them, but certainly, you know, I don't know, the 88 I think ran pretty good tonight, but that was probably weren't top 5 cars. So we got fortunate when the cautions flew. We got unfortunate. I think we had a loose wheel. You know, got behind, or else we kind of ran right around Carl most of the day. But fortunately, you know, we could make it to the end without stopping, and ended up, you know, stealing a good finish out of it.
Matt Kenseth brings it home 4th.
Well, Greg Biffle's been strong all weekend long, and Greg, you get the best finish of the year, came home 2nd place. Did you have anything for Carl Edwards there at the end?
Well, we were both saving gas, and they told me, save all you can, just keep the 88 behind you. And I said, not today. I'm going for the win today. And I ran it as hard as I could, and Carl picked up speed. I got pretty close to him. I got really tight off at 2 and lost a whole bunch of time. But coming to 2 to go, I started running out. So I had to start really backing off and shutting off and coasting on the straightaways to try and make it around. So, man, I'll tell you what, it feels good. We ran in the top 10 all night. This wasn't a gimme. And, you know, it's ortho guys, and everybody's worked really hard. And just wish I could have done it for the guy in my windshield, you know. Van Dyke would have been very proud of us. I'm sure he's proud of us finishing 2nd.
All the drivers who had names of fallen heroes on this Memorial Day weekend on their cars. And of course, we ran a crawl of those throughout the pre-race show. Thankfully, the number has gone down of those lost, paying the ultimate sacrifice for their country from 3 years ago to now. But you can sense the difference, Michael, in drivers desperate for a win, like a Carl Edwards who got it, Biffle, Martin Truex Jr. who did not, and then those drivers disappointed, Kenseth, Dale Earnhardt Jr., but have a win in the bag. And Jimmy Johnson said earlier when he spun out of this race, hey, we have wins. You know, we can go for brokenness.
I think it's a great time in NASCAR right now, Chris. We see guys going for it, sideways, taking chances more than we've ever seen. And then they're taking chances with their pit calls, too, staying out on tires, getting fuel and trying to stretch to the end. And then just think about the run to the checker flag that Greg Biffle just described. They said save gas. He said, that ain't happening. I'm loving where I'm at, and I'm going to get the victory.
You're paid to speed and go for the flag. We'll continue on the post-race show live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. In the 19th, first win for Toyota and Joe Gibbs Racing for Carl Edwards. The winner sticker goes on the car. He was a 15-1 betting choice in Las Vegas. More in a moment. Carl Edwards ending a 31-race winless streak and enjoying the moment. We just got word, Michael, that Denny Hamlin, who led, looked like he had the race in hand, had a migraine, loose wheel, had been called to the NASCAR official hauler for some debris, or at least trying to get a debris caution.
Yeah, we've heard this before. I think it was the 78 team that was talking about they saw debris here, saw debris there. NASCAR doesn't take kindly to people making things up in their opinion, so they just wanted to discuss and see if maybe really that team, Dave Rogers and Denny, did see debris or not.
But a long day of racing started in Monaco to Indianapolis and ends up with Carl Edwards, Mike, Larry, Darrell here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, if I wanted a caution, there wouldn't have been any question about it. There'd have been gloves, water bottles, maybe a helmet if I had to get one that bad. But anyway, that's happened before, so we'll see. But what I loved about tonight, Mike, guys that we never talked about a lot, the guys that we talked about the most, all of a sudden the race swung in a different direction and Carl Edwards wins. Greg Biffle finishes second. What a surprise.
Yeah, the big story coming in, could anybody beat Jimmy Johnson or Kevin Harvick at the mile-and-a-half tracks? They had won the last 7 that started here back in the fall. We thought Martin Truex Jr., who led 131 laps, was going to be the guy, but it ended up being Carl Edwards and Darian Grubb with that strategy of running 62 laps on fuel.
For them, the night time was the right time. You know, as a kid, I put streamers in my bike, ride in the parade, go home and listen to the Indy 500 on the radio with my dad. I did not understand our most solemn of holidays. So tomorrow, as you celebrate, think of our servicemen and women that protect our hard-fought freedoms around the globe every single day. Let's join Jamie Little.
What a night and what a comeback, Kyle, for you. 600 miles after being away. First off, how do you feel? What's your mind saying?
Feel fine. You know, everything was pretty good. So, real fortunate that I was able to come back this fast and get back to my race team. Everyone at Joe Gibbs Racing, I appreciate them pulling with me and pulling for me in order to get back. It feels really good, and it was fun to race here and run this 600 miles and run the whole thing. And I can't say enough about my all my partners. You know, Skittles, M&Ms, Snickers, Pedigree, Monster Energy, Toyota. I mean, it's a tough race. It's certainly a long one, but I feel really good. I mean, you know, no doubt about it. Just hope that continues, and you know, we can have some strong runs. Man, I'm just so disappointed of our finish. You know, we were definitely a car capable of being 4th, 5th, or 6th. You know, somewhere in there, and you know, we're 11th outside the top 10. You know, just frustrating how the fuel mileage race played out there at the end, but sometimes that's what wins races. You know, so congratulations to my teammate Carl Edwards, and puts 3 of the 4 Gibbs cars in the chase. So. Let's get this 18 car there too now.
Yeah, the best part of the night, you get to go home to baby Braxton.
Yeah, that's right.
Kyle has that waiver, that disclaimer. He wins a race, stays in the top 30 despite missing time. Having his wife and having their first child the past week, obviously coming off the leg and the ankle injury, and going the distance in the 600-mile race.
Yeah, spending some time with Kyle recently, it's obvious that he was so focused on physical fitness, not only rehabbing his legs, but just getting in the best shape he'd ever been in his life. I had no doubt that he couldn't be a contender and go all 600 miles this weekend. Next week, tough track. Dover, Delaware. That place will really eat cars up. It's spike high. There's a lot of G-forces, but Kyle Busch has won 11 times there across the top 3 series. Watch for him to be tough next weekend.
Twice in the Cup Series, Carl Edwards has won there, but Jimmy Johnson has owned the place that we'll go to, known as the Monster Mile.
Next week, we take on all the mayhem of the Monster Mile. There's no room for the timid as danger lurks around every corner. There's going to be a lot of bumping and banging out there, and it's all going to happen on Fox Sports 1.
So we hope you join Fox Sports 1 for coverage next weekend from Jimmy Johnson. 9 wins at Dover, more than any track. But Carl Edwards, the hot driver here, and we'll head to Delaware on a roll. We'll be back here in Charlotte in just a moment. Triple header day of auto racing. It ended moments ago. 600 miles, the longest. Carl Edwards winning at the Coca-Cola 600 for NASCAR. 500 miles in Indianapolis. Juan Pablo Montoya, his second Indy 500 win for owner Roger Penske. And then Nico Rosberg of Germany winning his third straight Monaco Grand Prix in F1. An exciting finish to things, and as we look forward for Carl Edwards, he showed before his championship medal. Like we saw Kevin Harvick go to a new team, put on a run. Could this be it for Carl Edwards?
I know it could be it, and I think the most important thing we take away from the 2 weeks we raced here in Charlotte is the power underneath the hoods of those Toyotas. They've struggled at times to be fast on the mile and a half. That's behind them now. They've got the power to compete with Kevin Harvick, with Kurt Busch, two of the guys, Jimmy Johnson, that have been dominant on these bigger tracks. That means these teams are now thinking championship. They can win anywhere, and that's how you win a championship.
Denny the Hammer Hamlin, who does have a win, and actually we are updated that he went to the NASCAR hauler to discuss things. Wasn't necessarily called. So either way, I think he wanted to talk about Darrell Waltrip throwing debris or gloves
or helmets or whatever.
We'll talk more about this, and we'll talk with Carl Edwards on Victory Lane coming up at 9 Pacific, midnight Eastern on Fox Sports 1. Next on Fox here, late local news. And next Sunday on Fox Sports 1, presented by Castrol GTX Magnatech. Coverage beginning at 11:30 Eastern Time with Race Day. We'll be racing from Dover, Delaware. Carl Edwards continues to celebrate. At the 100-mile mark, Kevin Harvick was your leader. It was Kurt Busch at 200 miles. Martin Truex Jr. at 300 and 400. Denny Hamlin at 500. And the ultimate test of endurance, Carl Edwards, your winner in the Coca-Cola 600. Michael Waltrip, I'm Chris Myers, our entire crew, and thanking all of the families, thanking those who have sacrificed for their country. Thanks for being a part of NASCAR on Fox.